Hi YouTube, and good morning to you all, or good day to you, I guess, depending on when you, what time of the day you happen to be writing, or watching this. I happen to be writing this morning at, I don't know, about 9:30. Let's go see how the roads are. What would it take for an unbeliever who's convinced, an atheist who is convinced there is no God, or someone leaning very heavily on the atheist side of the agnostic fence? You know, what would it take? And I really can't think of anything that for some would be evidence enough, regardless of what it was, unless God really moves in someone's heart, which happens regularly. I'm not saying that that's a rarity. That's what changes someone. The signs and wonders that Jesus said that this generation wouldn't get any. That's not saying miracles don't happen. That's saying that a generation of unbelievers, the signs have come. And sorry, they came 2,000 years ago. But if you're in the generation since then, some sign and wonder that's going to prove that God exists is not going to work. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and talk about someone I knew. His name is Kerry Hopwood. And I knew this guy, and we were acquainted. We were friendly at work. That's how I knew him. I worked with him. But we weren't friends, so I just want to clarify that. He's not someone I'm really close to, but I was in the industrial construction industry. I spent a great many years climbing the high steel, walking on 8-inch wide beams that were 300 feet above nothing. You know, that whole thing, and that's where I met this guy. And we had trailers. You know, these big like mobile offices. You guys may know what I'm talking about, or I've seen them on construction sites around where you live. That we would take our breaks and our lunch breaks and stuff in. And so that's how I met Kerry. And sitting around the lunch table, eating our sandwiches and Twinkies or whatnot, I learned that Kerry was a skydiver and had been for some time, and he was very enthusiastic about skydiving. Did it as much as, you know, as much as he could. He went skydiving about every weekend. I think he was probably Metal Bridge when it's cold out. Oh, by the way, 36.5, not freezing. Crap. So Kerry went skydiving all the time. I don't know how it all was put together, but in 1996, Kerry was filming a skydive with a helmet cam. So he had this huge camera mounted on his helmet, and he was skydiving to record this for MTV, music television. On this particular trip, Kerry borrowed a parachute from a friend of his, a fellow skydiver, an instructor, someone he knew very well. And this plays into the story a bit later, because Carrie's chute failed to open, or failed to deploy. I'm not sure what the number is. It's kind of stuck in my head that they jumped from 8,000 feet that day. So Carrie free fell 8,000 feet, and when he pulled his parachute cord, it improperly deployed. His main chute didn't deploy. I've looked this up on the internet, and there's very little information about it, and certainly the video footage, I couldn't find the video footage. If any of you guys watching this ever find that video footage from his jump, let me know. I may be wrong about some of the facts, because it's been, you know, like the late 90s that he told me about this. So he pulled his reserve chute, and it didn't deploy properly either. So he fell 8,000 feet. And as you guys can guess, from the fact that I had conversation with him after 1996, he lived. He was comatose for several months. And he was forever changed by that. I don't know of any, he never talked about any light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't get to know him well enough to, you know, talk to him about that. And at that, in 1996, I wasn't a strong believer in Christ. I was lukewarm at best, so. What I found out later is the chute that he had borrowed had been sabotaged. And you can find this on the internet too. Someone had cut the main, I can't think of what they're called. I guess the main riser on his main chute and on his reserve chute as well. They had cut the risers. But this isn't a mystery vlog. This is a vlog about what proof it takes to see someone who is an atheist or agnostic as Carrie was to come to Jesus. And that's what proof. That's the proof he was given. I'm gonna have to idle my bike up. That's the proof he was given. He fell 8,000 feet, bounced off the ground, and lived. He lived to tell about it. And it changed his life forever, because a miracle happened. So if you're an atheist, agnostic, on the fence at some level, oh great, what's this guy doing? Would that change you? And if that wouldn't change you, what would it take? just interested in knowing